We're on. Kia ora e te whānau. uh, no mahara mai ki te Warriors Fan TV. Monday night Korero. Round 17, our round 17 review of the Warriors and the Broncos game from the weekend. How are you, Tons?
I'm good, thanks, bro. I'm good. You?
Yeah, just a bit of a sore throat, but yeah, otherwise I'm not too bad actually, not too bad. So
Right.
the game. Um, yeah, let's just roll straight into it. It was everyone's predictions from last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at the predictions and I was just like, yeah, there were no close scores in that one. I think the closest, I think Tahi was the closest with like 22-18. So yeah, but we all said the Warriors. So yeah, didn't see. Yeah, it was a massive crowd, mean crowd. Um, when the commentators were saying it was like 52,000 plus, and I was just
Yeah.
like, holy,
But then they
um,
done the double header, eh? So they had to move all
yeah,
those fans out and then
yeah,
bring
yeah,
in
yeah.
so that was
But
a strange one.
yeah, and like the times when the Warriors advertised sold out crowd, and how you can always see the empty seats. I was
Yeah.
wondering if it's the same with the Broncos, like the members. If members had if they're all counted, even if they don't turn up to the games,
They
because
must be,
there
eh?
were, yeah, there were a few empty seats. Um, when you looked at the crowd, but the crowd itself, and like waiting for the boys to jump in, but um, the Warriors crowd, like the Broncos crowd, were going hard. They were going
Yeah.
hundy, and they were yeah, they were into it.
And and good on them because it would have been the same,
Yeah,
like when they come to Aotearoa,
yeah. Oh,
it's,
heck yeah,
Um,
yeah,
but
yeah,
yeah, I mean,
absolutely.
I wasn't actually that confident anyway going into this game, to be honest. I was just like,
Mm,
just watching the Broncos game last week, I was like, man, like they looked real good. Even
mm,
though they were, like not too good in the first half last week. But
mm.
I just think they came in on a high and I just think their forward pack just
Yeah,
was really good.
yeah, they were. They were definitely on point, and it was a fast-paced game. Um,
Yeah.
like they were before you knew it, it was like there's 15 minutes to go, first half, and I was like, holy shit. Was up, fam, another tough loss? Yes, it was, Zach. Very much so. Very much so.
Hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, fast game, but like Marata knocks the ball on the third hit up.
Oh,
The very
bro.
first set of six, and I was like, oh my goodness. Um, and,
Yes,
and, and
same.
it was just like,
Ah,
wow, really? Yeah. Yeah, and they're hot on attack. Um, and yeah, they were just testing us the entire time. Um,
mm,
but that knock on really, it almost set the tone for the game for where the boys are at. Um,
absolutely. I totally agree with you there, bro. I said the same thing on I think it might have been Warriorholics, one of his posts on Facebook. I was like, that first era set the
mm,
tone for our
yeah,
game.
yeah,
I just, in a sense, I think we lost that game in the first half, to be honest. I was just like, man, like, yeah, look, even our yardage, there were three sets there, consecutive sets.
mm,
I
we
think one we
struggled.
made 26 meters, one we only
Mm,
made 17 meters, and
mm,
then the other one I think we made 30 meters. And that
yeah,
was three sets in a row. I was just like, man, like
yeah, no, we were
we
definitely
need
struggling.
to yeah. So,
Yeah,
they came out and they did their job and they did
mm,
it really well. But
yeah, they shut us down. They definitely shut us
yeah,
down. I'm just Zach. I'm not happy that they still choose to put Marata in because
Mets.
what we all feared happened. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think to be fair, Zach, the times when Marata's been on point,
Mets.
he's been on fire. Um,
Metcalf.
oh, Mets. Oh, sorry. Oh, well, yeah, and then he buggers his yeah, and that hit when when Luca got smashed. I thought it was his ribs, but then it's like, no, he's
Yeah.
hobbling off. It's his knee. He's gone. Kia ora campers. Kia ora Jacko.
Yeah, I agree with you, Zach. I don't know why they played him either, because his knee was still strapped in that game. But you know, if he wasn't 100%, then that's on Luke and the coaching staff for letting him play. You know, but obviously he thought he was all good. So, and that's what happens, when I mean, that's footy for you. I mean,
it's a hard one, because the kid. Well, up until Saturday night, the kid's he's super confident.
Yeah.
Kia ora gang, how's it? Jazz, sup Jazz? How you, brother? You know, and that injury, like Uncle Anaru, Webby's he's gonna give them those opportunities. First 20 minutes showed we missed. Oh yeah, big time, bro. Barney's such a linchpin in our forward pack, eh? And the Broncos just kind of showed exactly why he's so important to us. That was, but losing Luca, and we were lucky that Tamati can slot in, or just slot in wherever. But again, like tomorrow night with the team selection, it's going to be interesting to see who kind of Uncle shuffles that 6 and 7. Like Chanel will be Chanel's going to be locked in anyway. But it's whoever, if it's going to be Tamati or Tanner Boyd, I'd love to see Tanner Boyd get in there. But
I love Tim Whitey, but I mean, and just speaking of Tim Whitey, like on the Saturday, I mean, he came on in the second half and played 3 positions. You know, he played hooker, then he went to halfback, then he went to, fullback, then he went to halfback. I mean, bro, there's, like we said, there's not many players that you can bring off the bench and have them play 3 different positions in, 40 minutes. So, a round of applause for Timoide, but I don't know. I think with Webby, he likes to make the least amount of changes as possible. So I think I'll be surprised if Tanner doesn't get that 7 jersey. And I think we need someone with a good kicking game, man. You know, like Adam Reynolds, man, like his kicking on, mate, he was just putting them into corners that whole 80 minutes.
He's just class, eh? Reynolds.
Yeah, hard out.
He done that to us. Yeah, he done that to us when they played in Napier. Reynolds just controlled the game, the entire game, and it was frustrating as a Warriors fan. We have a bye, bro. We got the bye this weekend. But watching him just kind of control, and even going like that second half, Reynolds chipped into the in goal. Ball bounces over Tamati's head and they fluff their try. Bro, had he collected that ball, that was a try all day. And it's just like, man, we were so lucky he fluffed it.
We could have won that game. There were just some, like the Kossi try. Okay, he got the CHP try, okay, but
I actually thought Chanel scored that because, like, on the replays, the ball goes down before it goes up. And it was almost like they just kept showing that shot of it going up. And I was thinking, bro, I'm sure there was downward pressure on that ball, man. And Chanel got up confident. And I'm I was trying to think, is he a poker player or what? Because he was pretty confident walking out of it. So like we had our opportunities. We did have our opportunities.
I think we had plenty of opportunities. And I think at times we were going a bit sideways, and it's just instead of straight through the middle. But I tell you what, in that second half, when Lika came on, there was quite a big momentum shift when he came on. Just that, just the type of play he is, fast, really dynamic, and just, hits the line. So I thought there was a bit of momentum shift when he came on. I thought Demi was really good. Laban, again, I thought he was really good. He's really, pulling up his
and Jacob Laban was working hard, man. Even though he got smoked by Courtney Staggs. And that was a mean hit. And then the camera pans to Jacob and he looked like a possum in headlights, It's just like, nah. But
that's right.
Not long after that.
It's good.
Oh yeah. Chibbo.
Boyd 17-1 and youngster Siokal Galo and Fukusi. Is that your
Nah,
call, Deco? Is that what you reckon? Have
yeah,
by to recalibrate. Yeah, I agree. But I
yeah,
suppose the buy, far out. Aren't we
yeah,
lucky that we've got the buy this week after the injuries that have occurred on the weekend? So it kind of gives our boys time to, or Webby time to figure out
yeah.
a roster and a team list for the
I
Tigers
did,
game.
yeah, I did feel for Ed. Like Kossi was
No,
kind of
please.
like, I think in the first half we put a set move
Mm.
on straight from the scrum, and then he gets rolled out, and I was just like, wow, that was the first tackle. and we were trying it on, but yeah, that was disappointing. Do you guys think Kossi just can't handle the pressure of first grade? Because I hear he kills it. Yeah, no, I've heard that too, that he kills it. Um,
Um,
but he's played in the top 10 before. And he's had a good run at it. I don't know. I'm a fan of Ed Kossi. Um, he just like that, like he was in for all money that second half where Tamati flicked the ball out to him. He was just kind of half a step behind. Had he caught
mm,
that, he would have scored. He would have scored all day.
yeah.
Um,
Like
yeah,
I'm just over fans blaming one player when we lose a game. It's like, mate, that's not how
mm,
fucking sports works, okay? Teams don't lose because of one player.
yeah,
It's just not how it goes. Like, okay, he fucking got pushed out on that try and he dropped that ball. And the reason why people are throwing shade is because that pass, like I think all Warriors fans were just waiting on something, on a miracle to happen, and that pass was going to be that miracle, but he dropped it. And
yeah.
but
So
far
we
out,
had our
he's not the reason
opportunities,
we
eh?
lost. Definitely
Yeah,
not. Like, you go back and look at other eras. CHT, he freaking knocked the ball on 10 meters out from
mm,
our try line.
yeah, yeah.
Heaps of silly things. So,
Just so
it takes a team to win and it takes a team to lose, mate.
yeah, just Jazz's comment. We can't lose Barney and just fold in the front row though. Dolphins are showing people how they can still get the job done without a whole heap of quality forwards lining up. Okay, they
Oh,
yeah, the Dolphins had a good one, but yeah. It's not like we don't have the quality, but what Barney brings is like Barney just brings some real steel to a forward pack, and he does those high. He's a high percentage performer in regards to all the little things. Um, he takes care of all the. He just the way he reads the game, the way he organizes our defense. It's like without him there, it's more glaringly obvious um, how we don't stack up.
yeah, yeah. And sorry, Zach, I didn't mean
Mm.
like, saying you're blaming. I was sorry, I was referring to a lot of social media posts, but do I think Chrissy's a first grade winger?
Oh, okay.
No, I don't. But
Yeah.
I also think, is he even playing in the right position? Because the guy's built like a freaking house, right? And so
Well,
out
fuck
of
yeah.
curiosity,
Yeah.
I was like, I had to go onto the Warriors website and be like, how big is this guy? So he's 6'4" and
Damn.
107 kgs.
Damn.
And I'm like, brother, what are you even doing on the wing?
Mm.
Like, you need to be either a, edge back rower or even a prop. I don't know if he's getting used correctly, but in regards to Kusi, I just a confidence player. And when his confidence is
Mm.
down,
Yeah.
then I don't know. He's just got no mongrel about him, I suppose. I know that's not a nice word, but
Mm.
yeah, he just needs to back himself. He just needs to back himself and run the F over people and bumper bars up and just
Mm.
boom, catch you later.
Yeah.
And we didn't have enough of that on
Yeah.
Saturday. I know there were guys that were trying, but I just don't think we ran hard enough. Like I don't think we matched Brisbane's intensity.
Yeah.
That's what I
So
think.
just those last couple of comments, Tans, I think we just expected him to be there because we know DWZ would have been there. But that's just one play. One play. Yeah. Jacko, we lost the game in the first 20 minutes. Too many errors. Yeah. and losing the ruck against the top attacking side. Yeah. Oh, they definitely nullified our, we had no ruck speed. We were struggling. Time's been saying that for a year. Put Cossey in second row and Cup for a whole season. See how he goes. Jacko. Sure.
Yeah, bro. And if you're that big and you're on the wing, bro, run like Manu. Like run like the beast. Like take some pages out of his book and because he could be deadly if he just used his God-given strengths and his size and his power. But anyway, I just
Even that even that try-saving tackle in the first half, Laban, Ed, Chanel. Oh, sorry, Chance and Rocco. I can't even remember the Broncos player, but he slid in, and all four of them had kind of just shut him down. I thought, man, just a little bit more of that, please, fellas. That'd be nice.
I like that try say the Timote Martin tackle on Reece Walsh. How he just I was like, bro, you're so slick. But I'm wondering. I've actually got a feeling that Webby might keep Timote at 14, keep him on the interchange, and I think Boyd will come in and partner Chanel Harris-Tavita in the halves, and either that or Timote. But I don't think so. I think he'll leave. I think he'll leave Timote on the bench and move Tane to fullback and Boyd in 7.
That's an interesting call, Tons. Hi team from Miz, sub Miz. How's Tane Tuapiki been playing?
Well, he played for Cup on the weekend, so I'm sure he did. Does someone know? I'm sure I saw a highlight of the Cup game, and I'm sure he was playing. Can someone let us know in the comments, please?
But rolling into the Broncos scored with 7 seconds to go before half time, and it's just oh man,
I know.
And it would have been nice just to shut them out, but it is what it is. But the beginning of that second half, Aaron gets pinged for the whole pushing his head into the player, and I was like, wow, really, Riff? That didn't even look that bad. There was a
no, it wasn't. But the thing is that there was another game. Was it yesterday? Might have been the Melbourne Storm game. There was another game after that, and a player was penalised for exactly the same thing. So that was good to see. To see some consistency, because we hardly ever see that in a game. But I thought that was shit. I thought the Luke Metcalf penalty for that strip, I thought that was BS, because I watched the game again today. I was like, bro, that's not a strip. I didn't think it was anyway. I don't know about you guys, but I didn't think it was a strip.
Jacko saying Tuapiki was excellent in Cup on Saturday. Really good game. Nice. That's good to hear. That's good to hear, bro.
Oh, Jacko, thank you. Tane was awesome. Shot Miz, thank you. Oh, well, that's good signs then. That's good news.
Nice. Yeah. It's going to be
But
like how see if Uncle just what the team list is for tomorrow. So who's going to be playing halfback? Fullback, not a winger. Yeah. Who's going to be playing fullback? Just good to have those options, really. We're going to need them now.
Yeah.
We're definitely going to need them.
Yeah, no, I know, Jacko. That's what we were just talking about before. I think Tane, I think Tane will slot in at fullback, and Boyd will go to 7, because we need a kicker, man. Like I love Timote, like he's probably one of my favourites, but I'm just thinking about our kicking game, and I think he can just offer so much, and especially he can get probably all the conversions, which is we've missed that this year. We've probably missed a few points, because of conversions. But hey, we're still on 24 points. Broncos are still 2 games under us, but we need to get our shit together. And
absolutely.
And
Cheer, Morty. How was your weekend, bro? Before you roll into your assessment of the game.
Besides the game, bro, that was a good weekend, bro.
Nice.
Besides the game.
So what do you reckon, my bro? What's your hato whakaaro, my bro? What's your thoughts?
Uh, I think as the sort of days have gone on, I was actually obviously quite frustrated at the Saturday night sort of Sunday, but then I sort of came to today and I was like, when I think about it, it was 18-0 at half time. We came back, was what would have been 12-8 second half.
Mm.
We lost 2 key players, which, obviously we were talking about last week with Metcalf.
Yeah.
It would have been, hindsight would have been good to give him a rest. And it wasn't a must-win game. We didn't have to win it. We didn't really have to put him on the line, I suppose, to with the result that we got. But I think it was just all the missed tackles, errors, penalty counts.
Yeah.
I'm not going to really blame one person. I thought it was the whole team, to be honest.
I was saying to Tans earlier, the penalty count was actually quite so. There were 14 penalties all game, 7 in the first half, 7 in the second half, and the 6 against. There was only 10 all game, 6 in the first half and 4 in the second half. Part of me feels like the pace of the game because it was a really fast game. It just felt like there were, mind you, it felt like there were plenty of times in that Adam G didn't call it, but they were kind of the penalties with the trying to figure out why are the penalties starting to creep back in with the boys. Is it because we've lost Barney in like that direction that he leads from the forward pack, from the defensive side of it? It's like we were just anyway. It was.
I think, bro, we're struggling to keep up. To be honest, I noticed a lot of time in that game we only had one marker. The boys were just really struggling, and it was similar to last week. The boys just didn't come out. And by the time they sort of switched on to something, it was like we were already 18-0 behind. And I don't know. It's 2 weeks in a row
I don't
now.
even think it's a physical thing either. Like, I think, just, I don't know, like, is it a mental thing? Because maybe they're still bummed out about last week. But I mean, like, I think what annoyed me the most was probably that freaking stupid obstruction move from Jackson Ford. I was like, bro, what a dick move. Like, I just am like, come on, man, like, you have played footy for how long? You know the rules. Like, 9.5 times out of 10, you're going to get caught for that. And I just thought that was a real silly move, But, hey, man, they just need to be better and faster and stronger, especially this back into the season. And without Luke Metcalf, CNK's a huge loss, man. Huge.
Yeah, and you can see it too. He got injured quite early in the game. I think he was, it might have been his first hit up, and he just got smashed. And it didn't look like he came out of that ruck room. Like he just wasn't the same. And he was doing individual, like in sets of 6, he was only hitting it up once, but it wouldn't be the next set. It'd be like the 3rd or 4th set that he'd jump in again. And it was like, no, the bro's he's not in a good place. Kia ora tahi. He wasn't in a good place. No,
even that first 10 minutes, I was like, damn, they're just out for CNK. Like, they were on him like flies to shite. They just didn't give him any breathing space at all. As soon as he got it, man, they were just on his tail. And to their credit, man, they just knew, they just know he's dangerous, and they just wanted to limit our momentum, keep him back, and they did exactly that. And I think it's something we need to, I hope the boys come home and look at the video and be like, okay, well, we need to do some of what they did and just, and get back to our game plan and be, like we're the least penalised team in the competition. And, like get back to our discipline. Yeah, and play disciplined footy. We were not getting, take the ref out of the game. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Take the ref out of the game, man, and just play our style of footy. And
I think Miz
be hard, be mean.
Miz agrees with you there, Carl. The boys look tired, look slow. Yeah. So I scrolled through the comment, but Nami Nunu kia koutou from Tahi, chirp, me koe hoki, e ho. We just We did look tired. We looked at a lot of things. Yeah, and Tans had said it earlier as well, but the Broncos pack, they were just hungry, you know, they were just on us. They were relentless, bro. You know, and yeah, we struggled.
Bro, and to be honest, I don't think they played great footy, to be honest. They made a lot of mistakes.
No, neither do I.
Yeah.
Neither do I, bro. No, I don't either. Because the fact that we only kept it, like I was saying to Neil just before we kicked off, I was like, bro, they only beat us by 2 tries pretty much. You know, and they should have handed our asses to us with that pack and all the momentum possession that they had. Like, they were making meters up that field, like, you know, and the fact that we only kept them to 26 points, I think we've done a really solid job. Yeah, because they could have.
And there was a few piggyback penalties, you know, that kind of the 6 against or whatever. But it was just that was frustrating. It was frustrating seeing that. CNK big losses. We will need to change things with team, but we have 3 games in a row we can win for sure. Yeah, that's true, Jacko. That's very true.
I think for me, as a long-time Warriors fan, I think, you know, when we go so good and then we kind of like have, you know, these 2 losses, you know, the trauma kicks in and you're like, oh no, are we going to fall off the waka? And so you kind of, you know, but I've still got faith. I mean, like I said, we're still in the 4. We're still 2 wins above 5th place. So after the bye, and, you know, hopefully we do win those 3 games, Jacko, because, you know, we're all Warriors fans in here. We know how sometimes, you know, we
can be our own worst enemy. Actually, and from the Saturday night, there were a lot of fumbles. There was a lot of drop balls, you know, from both sides. Like and Wade breaks the line, makes this mean break, and he's on his own, you know. And then he gets pinged for incorrect play of the ball, and it's just like, wow, really. You know, that was frustrating seeing that. Man.
And then, saying like what you just said about Egan getting that line break, and then CHT gets one as well, and no one's there supporting it. That's one of my pet peeves, man, when you don't have support runners. I'm just like, bro, where are you guys? What are you doing? Like, I think Warriors, we've done that for a long time. I'm not worried about other teams that do it, but I know that we've been guilty of it quite a lot over the years, and it's like, bro, man, you've got to be there to support your ball carrier, Otherwise, what's the fucking point of him breaking through the line in the first place if no one's there to back him up?
Oh yeah. Just Mrs. comment. What's the attacking difference from Cup? We're winning 11 straight wins. Do you think applying the Cup was attacking and defense? This is just me's but there's a massive difference between Cup and the first grade. You know, our New South Wales Cup team, they're doing awesome. But if you were to stack them against NRL teams week after week after week, a few of them might stack up and they might make a difference. But there's a massive difference. There's a huge gap between those Cup sides and stepping into first grade. You know, playing for the Prems. I skipped one. Sorry.
Yes, I am, Jacko. Yes, I am. And I'm not ashamed to admit that. We have a lot of either first graders or first graders in Cup is why Mal plus Boyd's kicking game. Yes, Zach, bro, the PTSD is so real.
Interesting to me.
But how many games have we got left? So we've got the bye, then it's around 19. So we've got 8 games.
9 more games after the bye.
And we can win 5 out of those 9 or 5, you know. I think for me, the only concerning games out of those is obviously the Bulldogs and the Dolphins, because damn, Dolphins are in the 8 now. Where the hell did they come from? I think they've won 3 games in a row without cracked.
No, I watched the highlights on that game, and I was just like, luckily Nicarima pulled he pulled his hammy, whatever. But by that stage, they were all over them. They were killing them.
Actually, there was some wicked fucking injuries this weekend. You got, Lukey Metz, CNK, then you got Soa Whaalongo from his one looked sore, Cody. There's a few looked like long-term injuries too, but I'd like it when the Warriors put let us fans know what the go is with Metz and CNK. But I know they're huge losses, but I know we can still win games without them.
Yeah. Just his comment interesting to me. It shows how much work Barney must put in on D. We've tripped over since he's been gone. Yeah, absolutely, Tahi. He was just what he brings to that forward pack. Like him and Fish in combination. It's just like But even Fish looked like he was struggling Saturday night. And maybe because he's missing his mate too, but Barney brings a lot of steel to the pack, bro. Times is haunted by losses past.
And talking about our next game, so obviously Kate Well's been called into Origin again. Congrats to him too. He deserves it because he was outstanding for Queensland. But hopefully, I hope he backs up. But if he didn't, would you guys I'm even thinking, man, maybe you need to bring Bunty in, even if Kate, I know everyone's like, oh, Bunty's does F4, but bro, when he's out there, he does a job. Like he makes his tackles, he does those hard carries, And I
think Bunty had the highest tackle percentage rate amongst the forwards. I think he was tackling at like 97%. So he generally not many get past him.
So I think that might be he might deserve a look in for that, especially if Kate Bell doesn't back up. Like I'd probably start Bunty with what's his name, Fish, and and have
well, that's the thing with Uncle A. Uncle's a loyalist. You can almost guarantee who's going to be in that forward pack. And that's just how he rolls. I just want to answer the Jacko's comment. 9 games left, win 8, and we stay in the top 4. Win 2, we will still be in 8. Bro, if we only win 2 out of the last 9, I'd be gutted. I'd be like, mate, we've worked way too hard just to let us slide down. We're here to be back.
Mez, he's out for this. He won't be back till next year, mate. I won't. I mean, I don't even think he'll make it back for preseason, to be honest. And if Met can you imagine that? If they're all ACLs, Met, CNK, if they're ACLs as well, mate, they probably won't even make it back for preseason. Because it's like a 9 to 12 month injury. When you incorporate rehab into that. So, bro, they won't be back to start the season.
Yeah. Just Jacko's comment. Finns are amazing. If they make the 8, if they make the finals, they could knock a top 4 side over. Yeah. The way they're playing, absolutely. I think we play finals for sure, but top 4 is looking really shaky at the moment. Yeah. That's right. That's right, Zach. Lucky we stacked those wins a couple of months ago and it's put us in a really good position. Perhaps big Dimitri can start alongside Fish. Interesting call.
That's not a bad shout, actually. That's not a bad shout, Jacko.
Yeah. Interesting call, bro. Yeah.
I think I prefer Marata, and I mean, I know without injuries, obviously, so the selection's a bit scarce, but I definitely prefer Marata and on the edge back row. I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
It's a shame because Marata usually, the last couple of months, he's been like he hit a real purple patch. He was just carving up. He was smashing guys on D, punching the line, bending it, breaking it, and scoring tries. And then he fumbles the ball on the third hit up. It was like, oh, far out, bro.
He's definitely been on the edges, Marata, I reckon. Then in the middle.
Yeah.
Maybe on the edge, bro.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah. But he's got more room to move, when he's out there. But yeah, I'm wondering if Kusi will be called up. I'm wondering, we don't even get a team list this week, do we?
Oh,
no, we've got to buy.
Yeah, that's right.
So we have to wait next week. But so I suppose this buy in round 18 has served us well, because gives the boys an opportunity to get home, find out their injuries, give the coach and the rest of the team to kind of settle in and figure out the game plan for the Tigers.
Yeah. Just Jez's comment, the whole was thinking we should maybe give Situ 2 a go on the wing to slightly beat him in as injury cover. Okay. Yeah.
I saw a comment similar to that on Facebook too, Jez. Yeah, because he's just come back from injury apparently. I think I seen someone mention his name, and I think it might have been the Warriorholic that said might have been Zane that said he's just come back from a hammy, or I could be wrong. I don't know, but yeah, I mean, and then people are saying Morgan Harper.
Oh, okay. Okay, true.
Which could be a shout, actually. I mean, he's played first grade, played for Manly for a couple of seasons, so it's not like he's new to the game.
Yep, that's true. It's
and at least you're not.
Sorry, it's interesting, like with the buy round, because there was that whole whakaro around. When the boys have a week off and they come back and they look flat, and it's kind of like, actually, we have. It's caught us out. So hopefully this next buy rolling into their Tigers game, we don't have a red hot Tigers that have kind of examined our last two games, and then the buggers stick it to us.
Kia ora, GT. Yes, I know, bro. I'm sure we were all talking about this last week, hey, bro, about just letting the bro have a rest. But man, the universe has a cruel way of maybe Situ, but I think young Steel Gully, who has real stages. See, I haven't watched enough Cup to know this. Like, I wish I did though, but yeah.
Mind you, that's nothing new either with our backline. We've been saying it for a while. The whole we do lack genuine speed. And now and Metcalf was the fastest of them, and he's Gonskis. Even when he got so when he got smashed, I thought it was just his ribs, and hopefully he could have just suck it up and get on with it. But when you see the replay and it's just that pressure on his knee is like his leg was planted when he got hit.
It wasn't the leg that was strapped, it was the other leg. It's not the leg that was strapped, it was the other one. It just looked like it buckled a bit. I might have to go and watch some can you I might have to try and find some New South Wales Cup games on YouTube and go and have a look after our live, just to check out Cully. I think I've seen a couple, but not enough to but I have heard great things about Situ too and Seo as well though. So but we know what Webby's like. He's just not about bleeding these young players too early. Like, he's either going to stick with Kosi, I reckon, or
running at options for that wing.
I'd say Kosi will stay, Boyd in at 7, and TMM will probably stay on the bench and Taintua Piki to fullback.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
But I'm probably wrong, but I'm just
You don't think
either that or Tuck or TMM or TMM does play fullback or half, and then maybe Healy comes onto the bench. So at least we've got all these options though. Like, we've got plenty of options, and so it must be a headache, because it's like, man, he could play him. So every week, Warriors Anonymous. Oh, shop, bro. Thank you, Jacko. Main Kali Jacko. It's your Kali, my man. Yeah, I love Kali's speed, but Situ 2 will handle the step up a little. Oh, yes, that's right, Jazz. I saw that he's just come back from Melbourne Storm, eh? And I mean, mate, if you're in any Melbourne Storm system, man, you would have learned a ton of good stuff over there. So, yeah, good shout.
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to say too, so Liquor scores, man, he made that look easy. You know, the way he scored that, like he just, and again, it was one of those set plays. And the Broncos just read it wrong.
No one was like, it was like Moses parted the water, eh? And this guy just comes straight through. There was no one.
Yeah. And
no one. They just let him come through and take it. I was like, man.
But it was ironic. It was ironic because it was like they'd been defending so stoutly, and then he just catches the bomb. And the one defender was on him by that stuff, but by that stage it's too late. And it's because they tried to set their play up again, and then they blocked him out. They blocked Lick out. And it was just like, oh man, seeing that shit, I was just like, oh yeah, little things just weren't going our way. Hang on, if the song let him go. I'll ask the question, Jacko. Okay.
Well, Liquor could be the next Ali Katoa going up for those bombs.
Oh man,
heck yeah.
I wonder what took so long for him to come on the field, Liquor.
Yeah,
because he didn't come on until the second half. I was thinking, and because Dimitri came on before him,
and he came on quite early, and he got a lot of game time too. What's the second half? It was kind of like, oh man, we are struggling
because when Fisher Harris and Marata went off, it was like Jackson and Dimitri came on, and that was sort of it.
Yeah. I found that, I was like, where's Liquor, man? Like, there must have been a game plan behind it. Maybe Weeby's thinking, nah, I'm going to use him, like later on in the second half when, their big forwards get tired, then I'll chuck him on there and get him to run a muck out there around their tired forwards.
Yeah.
But I think he changed the momentum when he came on.
Yeah. And then, what's his name? The Williamson. He was carving up, and it was frustrating. Watching him just cutting our forwards on his back, and it's just like, can someone just fold this guy? Can someone just smash him?
Yeah.
And him and Payne Haas. Payne Haas was, he had a good game. Even though he was playing for them, their forwards were just like on us.
Do you know Payne Haas was in our Warriors junior system?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, who the fuck was in charge of the club when he was coming through? Like, why, unless he wanted to, whatever, but I'm like, bro, like all these main players that have come through our club. James Fisher-Harris, my gosh. He was telling his story when he got, SJ was doing the interview. And he was playing up north where he's from, and he was like, Stacey Jones came out there and just didn't even blink an eyelash at Fisher Harris. And then that's why Fish went
Kelly said, I find it funny that when we're winning, it's all good, but we lose 2 games and everyone is up in arms. We've exceeded way beyond what we've meant to considering everyone said wooden spooners. Come on now. Yeah, that's true, Kelly.
Yeah, I agree, Kelly.
Good.
Yeah, all expectations.
Games with many players not up to Frisco. Oh, mate. Far out. I mean, I used to be one of the ugliest fans. Like, oh my gosh, every week I was throwing tanties about every player. But now, after coming into spaces like this, on the podcast, watching other Warriors content creators, I've actually learned heaps about the game, and it's just not like that, like it's a fucking hard sport, man.
Oh yeah.
And shit, like
heck yeah.
There's just teams that are shit and teams that are not shit. And at the moment we're doing really well, and I just think, considering we're 4th on the table and we're actually comfortable, not comfortable, but it's not like you said before, it's not a must win, but it would be good to win. It just shows the quality of the footy that the boys have been playing this season, and And you got to give credit where credit's due, man. They've been awesome, but just the last couple of weeks, it looks like they're falling asleep a bit.
Just want to do the shout out to Denny, because Denny looks like he's new to the platform. So, Chair Denny, welcome, bro. No more heart of mine. Man, those risk calls killed our momentum. If it's a fair ref, we would have grounded them down, in my opinion. Mean Korero. Yeah, if it's a fair ref, most of them are paid off, bro. They just don't like us. Nah. But no, yeah, welcome to the show, brother. Let's roll through. Homesick Jacko. Webby wouldn't accept Setu back if he wasn't up for it and showed no potential, wouldn't he? Oh, here we go. There's a bit of a corridor going on in the comments.
No, I've only heard good things about. Like, I hear the Warrior Holic talk about, and I trust Zane's opinion on players. He freaking watches everything and analyzes everything. So yeah, and I know he speaks highly of both those players, Cully and Setu too. So yeah, I'm going to go and check out some highlights after this. But
yeah. That Levon on the WFTV. If you fellas don't follow them, and I've done a shout out a couple of months ago, but some of the Warriors content creators, they're just awesome. And if you guys get a chance to watch them, because what I was thinking was I might do a bit of a shout out to individuals, other Warriors content creators. One of them for me is like Tons just mentioned Zane. Zane's awesome. The Warrior Holic does really, really good content creation. He's the stuff he talks on, and he's kind of like he must have an insider at the club, because a lot of the stuff he says he's kind of
I think
oh
he
yeah,
does,
heck yeah.
Like I think he's
so Zane's a real good one, and Levon with Warriors fan was up TV. Sorry, they do a good platform. So if they've got fans watching, listening, whatever, definitely check out the other Warriors content creators, because they're mean. They're mean as. Where we at?
Yeah.
Times have changed. Top junior players used to look elsewhere now. Hopefully they want to stay. Absolutely, Jericho. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I think that's why we're in such a I think that's also why we're doing well this year, is because we've got these pathway systems in place, and we're reaping, and first grades reaping the benefits of that. Because if we didn't have this awesome pathway system going, we'd be stuffed.
And when you think about it from that point of view, we've only just kind of got back into our junior grades are in a really good place, and they're making a huge impact, and it just is going to reap those benefits for the club, maybe a year or two down the track from now. But I mean, it only started a couple of years ago, that we have got teams across the board now, and we've got the women's team, and it's like, mate, hanging out for that too.
I think that, when do they start, guys? Is it next week, or do they start? Or is it 2 weeks?
Because I heard on the news it's like a Thursday night game for the women. It's like, wow, okay. So they'll kick the weekend off, Thursday night games, and then they're rolling to the rest.
Yes. Yeah, shout out Tahi. Yeah, Christian's awesome, eh?
Christian, good fellow. Yeah. And welcome, Danny, another one of they'll give the toss with like it, bro. Jericho. It's all right, just catching up. It's really good. He has inside content. Yeah, absolutely.
So I hope we hear some news within. I'm assuming we'll probably hear news. What's today? Monday. Wednesday, you reckon? Surely the boys would have this week, I think. Oh, cool. Man,
actually, I was
that'll be awesome.
I was actually messaging Zane yesterday, or no, today it was actually. Nice. And he was talking about Cobo being available to any club this year besides the Finns.
No,
so he was talking about making a play for
Cobo.
Oh, just with our injuries.
Wow.
The Broncos have said he can go to any club but the Finns for the rest of the year, because he signed for the Finns next
year. Yeah, that's right.
I reckon Cobo would be probably a good shout out for us with all our injuries.
I thought Cobo had already signed.
10 rounds or something. How
Hasn't Cobbo already signed?
Yeah, he has signed, but he has signed with the Dolphins. But I saw a post on Instagram today where Madge Maguire's like, "Hell no, we ain't letting him go. Like he's not allowed to go there this year."
Wow.
Yeah, he's just not allowed to go to the Finns, apparently.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
He could go to any club and play out the rest of the year.
Don't know if he'd come to Auckland, though. Well, I mean, who knows? And then it's the salary cap stuff. How much money we got
apparently
left?
his missus lives here. Apparently his missus lives in Auckland. I don't know if this is a rumor, but fucking talk about him being seen at the airport in Auckland.
Oh, wow.
His missus lives in Auckland. I don't know if it's true, if it's just rumors, but hell yes, I'd take him.
Yeah.
Oh, Jacko.
Because there was a few things about players coming off contract, and I saw wingers, and there was Tommy Talau, and I think Jojo Fafita. And I was watching Jojo Fafita last night. I was like, man, actually, far out, I'd sign that guy. But never mind, because now they've all re-signed.
Jacko just chucked out the girls on Sunday will be interesting playing last year's champs. Oh, okay, Jacko.
Starts Thursday, 3rd July, Sharks versus Eels. No, Broncos will not let Cobbo go. He is cover for Walsh this year. What do you mean, Oh, that's just not fair, man. Like, why are you holding a player back if all he is a fill-in? Like, I think that's cruel, man. Like, okay, but if Walsh, it's not fair that his career should be stunted for someone else, for a superstar.
Sorry, just check it. Just Chaz's comment. The NRL dub starts this Thursday night. It's like, oh wow, I thought it was still a couple of weeks away, but okay, wow, so if the girls are kicking off Thursday, so are we playing the Sharks first? The Warriors women's team. If anyone can,
no, I think we've got.
Oh, sorry, Sharks and Eels. Hello.
I think it's in Sydney, our first game, because they were talking about why they wouldn't let us have a home game for the first round.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
It's not fair, Tans. Yes, Jacko, I know it's not, mate. You're a hard guy, aren't you? No, I know it's not, but still, I don't think it's just that it'd suck for some players to be held back. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, just catching up on those comments.
Because I'm sure when Cobbo first came out, I'm sure there was a few freaking NRL media journos, women putting him on this pit. They even likened him to the next Greg Inglis. Now they're like, oh, nah, he's all shit. I'm like, bro, make up your mind.
Yeah, it's because he's a quality player, quality winger. And it's funny again. It's about those rumblings at the Broncos in regards to Madge and what the regime that he brings, or what his expectations are from the team and players and blah 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 blah. Because it wasn't too long ago that the Broncos players weren't happy with Madge, and it's kind of like, and it's kind of ironed out now. So, that whole, it just re-emphasizes that when you get a particular coaching, he's got a particular style and how he wants his team to function. Once and like part of me is like, once the senior players buy into it, then everyone buys into it, kind of thing. But you've got to convince those seniors to be a part of it, because if they don't buy into it, then you're pushing running shit uphill with a rake.
Yep.
It's just not working.
We play Roosters in NRLW.
Oh, and this.
Watching on Sunday, shot Jazz.
Sorry, I was going to say one of the Broncos player who stood out for me from Saturday night was their Courtney Staggs, because generally he hasn't, like that Saturday night gone, he was doing shit to us that was like he hasn't done for ages. Usually like he was doing some good hit ups. He was laying on he was bending us and folding us in defense, and it's just like, this guy. I hadn't seen him play like that for a long time, and then he decides to pull it out at Suncorp, in front of their home crowd, and it's just because he's always had that. He's always had that in him. He's a quality player.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
It's just like he was all over us, Weasel.
Yeah, when he stood over Laban, I was like, oh man. I was like, far out, bro. Like, get up, boy, and just be like,
yeah, I reckon.
Do a pukame or something. Don't let him intimidate you like that.
Yeah, I know. But not long after their hit, so the Broncos get the ball back, and I was saying to Tanzania, Liquor laid one of them out, and I was like, "Shot, bro, that's the one.
Yeah,
back your bro up." They look like Angus as well. They know nothing.
Yeah, I agree, Tahi. He could be. I think, and he can play anywhere in the back line too, fullback, centre, wing. Like he's definitely someone I would have made a play for. But oh well, he's gone now, so that's a bummer. But I do think we need an outside back, man.
Yeah,
definitely.
The
maybe two.
Just Mrs. comment. Do you think we should invest in Sevens rugby players? Nah, fuck that. I fucking hate rugby players, bro. Nah, and that's just me. Leagueies, mate. Rugby players, unless they go to the Storm, and that's because Bellyache knows how to pull that sort of play out of them. We don't need those. We don't need rugby players, bro.
I don't know, man. Look at what's his name, Mark Nawangani and old Shibasaki. I mean, fuck, I'd try it. Hell yes.
Yeah.
I mean, but maybe we should get old. What about Gilly's Kaka? We should give him a call, old Shrey Kaka's husband. See if
it's funny though, because back in the day there was a definite, if rugby players were to switch the league, they get blacklisted, and they even the All Blacks, they once the All Blacks switched the league, they were disowned, man. They were kind of like, don't ever come back, you're scum to us now. But there's been this massive, and the women do the transition the best of all, because they jump across and they just bring the love, or they take the love with them wherever they go. Those Black Ferns, they've really changed the whole landscape in regards to the type of energy. Obviously they're good rugby players, but they bring that to league, and it's just like, man, it just kicks off.
I just want to, Kelly, Broncos got away with everything and still ain't in the top 4. Yes, Kelly, I had an argument with someone on Facebook. And I think it might have been the Fox League, because they were trying to throw shade at our team and at Webby. And anyway, that's what I said. I said exactly the same thing. I was like, oh, cheer, all your flash wins, bro, and you still ain't even. You're still two fucking losses down. So just
One of my mates, Carl Strangler, one of our workmates was or ex-workmate. He's a hardcore Roosters fan, but he's just been messaging me the last 2 weekends like, your team sucks, bro. They're shit outs. You need to follow the Roosters. And I was like, no, fuck off, bro. I'll never follow those guys.
It's amazing though how many fans, like, you go in there and you just like, they're like Warriors fans, like the refs always give them the calls on,
No,
like,
they don't.
But I know, but it's like, and then you'll have, it's just crazy. I'm like, man, we all the fans actually think the same. Like the refs, they get all the calls and they get all the calls, and
yeah.
Footy fans are crazy, man.
The Jacko.
Like literally having punch-ups in the comment section. You go in there and, man, some of that shit brutal. People be calling you out and
hard case.
Man.
Sure, miss, just the occasional one Dragons have one likely who will never make it in the NRL. Okay. Sorry, boys, I missed that whole corridor. Yeah. So we got the bye. We got the bye this weekend. So I was thinking for next Monday night. Next Monday night, for those that are interested, and if you want to jump on, we might do a player rating, eh? So what we used to do, we done this like last year and the year before. If we rate the 4, like the forwards, the backs, the bench, and the spine, and if peeps want to, go away, kind of break those 4 groups up within the team. And rate individual players, eh? And so next Monday night we'll do a player rating. What peeps are thinking? Who's going to be who's your MVP? Who's your up and coming? And kind of we'll do that for next Monday night. next Monday night, seeing as there's no game this weekend. So for the crew that are on the comments and stuff, we'll do a player rating amongst the players that have played this season so far. So do your forwards, do your backs, do the bench and the spine. The spine being 1, 6, 7, 9. Have I missed anyone? 1, 6, 7, 9. I feel like
no 1, 6, 7.
the spine.
Oh, in the lock, you could always include the lock in the spine if you wanted to.
But yeah. So everyone in the comments can be if you're keen, if you want to jump in, sweet as we'll look at rolling that out next week. Yep, the knives will come out when we lose. Oh, absolutely, Kelly. Yeah. You can...
Yeah, where is Zach, bro? He's disappeared. I think some may get score right as we are not playing. Where is that guy who thinks we will win by that crazy guy? Hey, man, we might win by 80 against the Tigers. I'd love to just put a huge score on someone.
Yeah.
But
yeah. I like Jacko's comment. Given the exposure Warriors now getting, Warriors women could become as popular as netball girls. Yeah, heck yeah. And good on them too.
I'm really looking forward to that game. Are you going to tune in and watch the Riders, Jacko? There you are, mate.
It's all right. Those scorelines. We're going to not playing crazy.
No, I love it, Zach. Put that energy out there to the universe.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Put that energy out there.
Absolutely. But because I think we've pretty much done and dusted with the Broncos game. We beat them, round 7. They beat us round 17. So yeah, roll on the Tigers game. Actually, we can mention the Tigers game next Monday too. But I think that might be us for tonight, eh? If there's anything else.
Well, and at least we'll know by then. At least we'll know by round. At least come Monday next week, we'll know about the boys that are injured and what the tucky around there is. What the kaupapa is around the injuries, how long they'll be out for. So we can have a yarn about that as well, and then even do a predicted. We could do a predicted lineup for the Tigers game.
Yeah, that sounds good. Tons. I did want to say. Just before full time and stuff, it's because I know Tahi kind of jumps on and says hit the like button and stuff. Just for you guys that are the mediators or the monitors or whatever, moderators. Just thanks heaps, because it's like I love the banter amongst those that are in the comments and sharing, and even when we're having a bit of a quarter to ourselves, it's It is really cool. I just wanted to put out there, and no disrespect to you, Tahi, because when you watch other content creators, a lot of them are big on the whole, you hit the like or hit subscribe or whatever. I'm never, ever going to do that. So I'm just letting you know, bro, because it's like, I love doing this stuff. I do it because we just get to talk shit about our team. If people are happy to have an hour or an hour and a half of their time wasted listening to bullshit, then yeah, you're more than welcome. But like I am. But if other people want to do it, like the likes of Tahi or Jacko or Jazz or whoever else, then man, go hard. But yeah, I just like good company.
Yeah,
good company.
Polite, please. I hate them. Shut up, Jacko. Oh, you're a crack up, Jacko. You crack me up. Just have you guys in the background at Mahi. Oh, nice. That's cool.
Yeah, that's mean, my bro. That's mean. Yeah, I love the banter. I love just hearing what other people are thinking, saying whatever about the boys, where they think the team's at. That's all good.
Yeah, we're not as polite and polished as other content creators. Like we just we just talk, we just call it how we feel.
Yeah, man.
We swear, we shout, we laugh, we just us, man. We just real 100%. So yeah.
But I mean, and it's just love for the team. So we'll call full time, eh? That's full time for tonight. Yeah. Thanks, fellas, for jumping on like always. I can't remember who said it's like a therapy session on a Monday night, but yeah, this is and the good thing is it's all free.
You tell them, Jack.
You can tune in and say whatever you want. because the polite police will be keeping an eye on you as well. These fellas, TMM 14, eh? Jacko. Oh, you see the boys are rolling through now. Right. I think that's so yeah, that's us for tonight. Like always, go the fucking Warriors, bruh. Fucking Warriors,
Yeah, the Wahine.
Yeah. Thanks, Eve's team.
The Wahine
Yeah, and the
team.
Wahine. Yeah. Looking forward to that.
Thanks, team. Loving my Monday night.
Miz. Love her, Miz.
Stop, Miz.
Yeah, love her, bro. Right, that's us, 8. Let's wrap this up. I think this is indeed.